All right, so if you have a down day and you're probably trying to figure out if your stock is strong or weak, I'm going to share with you a quick tip on how to figure that out. Again, there's many ways to take a look at a stock to see if it's strong, acting well, and behaving well on a big down day, and in other days as well. But in this insight, I just want to show you just one quick insight from figuring out, hey, is this stock acting strong or weak if you have a down day? Now, keep in mind, none of these are recommendations to buy, sell, or trade any stocks, just my own personal opinion. So let's take a look at kind of one insight right here. And we're going to go take a look at, let's just say the market right now. In the market today, if we look at the SPY, we are down about 50 points. So it's quite a big move down. And we're looking at about a 1% move down on the market. So how can we tell if our stock is strong or weak? So one of the ways to do that, and again, there's many ways to do that, but one of the ways to do that is you could look at on a big down day, if the overall market is going down, and then you sort things by the percent change here. What you can do is then go ahead and see what are the things that are moving up. So for example, the Ultra VIX short-term futures are moving up. That's to be expected because it's the kind of the fear index. But when you also start looking at something like BYND, okay, you've got kind of a green day for this stock when the rest of the market is actually moving to the downside. MT as well. Here, VIXY, so again, another VIX. So you'll see you'll have a lot of the VIX plays first. And then you have something like Uber. So this is something interesting to check out. As you can see, we're hitting kind of the $35 level and it's bouncing off of that. So, you know, the stock's been acting weak for quite a while over the last month or so. We've pulled back quite a bit, about in the last month, just 27%. So, and then more so if you look further back. But you can see right now it's starting to pop. So does that mean that this stock is now at a buy point because we've got a red market, but we've got a green stock? Not necessarily. Sometimes you have some oversold levels and where the stock can have that counter trend bounce. But in this case, what you could see is there's a chart pattern that's also attached to it. So one day doesn't make a trend. But if you start looking at it, oh, okay, it's a green day, it's starting to give you some clues that this stock could be setting up at least for a shorter term bounce and maybe more things in the future. Here you have CNC, also another one that's, you know, green on a red day. You've got Lyft also moving kind of with Uber. But one thing to watch is also how it behaves throughout that day. So you can see we went up and then we pulled back a little bit into that day about halfway. So again, with a big red day, you're not going to get huge follow through. But once the market turns green, now you could say, hey, this might have some follow through later on. So it's one to keep an eye on. Could be for the future, could be one that you could start nibbling on and that kind of thing. GME, you could see, is starting to turn green. You could see here's our critical support level around 130. And that's what's happening, is right there around that 130 level. It's trying to pop. And again, it could be just for a shorter time period and then sell off later. I'm not saying it's going to be green forever or go up forever. I'm just saying for the time being, this stock is acting strong at this price level. And it could be just because it's been oversold over the last month or two. It could be that it's ready to nibble in some buyers and so on. So as you start looking through this list, you'll be able to see some stuff where, hey, the stocks are green, but it doesn't mean that it doesn't necessarily mean they're a full buy right away. It just means that it's ones to take a look at that are behaving stronger than the overall market. And it's nice to do that in the sea of red when you start seeing a big market down move, because now it's only going to give you a handful of stocks that are green. And those are usually the stronger ones. So anyways, that's what I want to share with you today, is just a quick little tip from a perspective of seeing this on a bigger down day where most of the market is actually red. So if I sort this by net change the other way, you can see there's just a ton of red going on. Like here's UPST, here we've got Adobe, you've got Intuit, also pulling back, you've got Carvana, Plug, you name it. There's a lot of companies that are pulling back in a big way, like Etsy pulling back as well. So a lot of them are pulling back, but even here's Microsoft for you, pulling back $12, almost 3 or 4% in a single day right now. So definitely something to say, hey, it's a down market, but looking for that, you know, couple of stocks that are actually behaving green. You could keep them on a watch list there for the future as things start turning more and more green or more positive. those are the ones that you could say, hey, these are acting a little stronger than the others. Anyways, thanks for joining me today. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you on the next one.